Is your New Year's resolution to catch more and bigger trout? If it is, join me out on the water of Collins Lake. We just announced our Inflation Buster pricing. For the months of January and February, we are featuring guided trips on Collins Lake for $125 per angler or $375 for the entire FHS pontoon boat. If you want to learn the finer points of trout fishing firsthand while battling hard-charging Collins Lake rainbows and lightning trout, book your trip now. I'm Kel Kellogg, and I look forward to seeing you out on the water this winter. Kellogg here. It is now 2023. I'm back here on YouTube, semi-live. I'm burning up a bunch of debris back here, limbs and stuff. I took down a cedar tree and I had a bunch of sticks fall in the storms and stuff. So just doing a little bit of cleanup here, but I wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about the trout fishing scene right now. We asked for rain, we prayed for rain, we wanted rain, and man, did we get rain, and there is more rain on the way. There's been flooding. Lakes are coming up. Folsom, it's up like 20 feet right now. Amador, it went over the spillway and flooded the access road, although they're back open for business now. I hear Collins Lake has come up, my home lake has come up 25 to 30 feet. Unbelievable. And that does make for challenging conditions in the short term. It's wintertime. The water is cold. That factor by itself will make the trout a little more lethargic, a little more challenging to catch. Add to that stained or downright muddy water from that quick rise, and it can be very difficult to hook up. Now, if you want to kind of avoid the clarity issues, your bigger lakes are probably going to offer, better water quality. Folsom, Comanche, Shasta, the big stuff like that, it tends to muddy up more slowly than the smaller lakes like Amador and Collins and maybe Rollins, stuff like that. But having said that, a lot of us prefer to get out there and hit those smaller lakes. I'm going to be hitting Collins Lake here at the end of the week. I got my fishing license. I haven't actually fished yet because it's been raining so much. So how am I going to go about catching fish at Collins Lake this coming weekend when we do have more rain in the schedule? How am I going to approach the lake? I know it's stained. The temperature may actually be up a little bit because that last series of storms we had was pretty warm. Having said that, it's going to rain today. I'm up here in Forest Hill, and it is significantly colder. Snow level is supposed to be about 3,500 feet just above my house here. So I think the temperatures are going to decline again. And there's another factor that's going against us. We've got maybe a temperature that rose and then it's going to decline. All these things tend to put trout and other fish off the bite, makes them lethargic, makes them move around less. And if they're moving around less, they don't have to eat as much. That's how trout and bass and all the other fish in our reservoirs decide whether or not they're going to feed. It's based on water temperature and the movement of the fish. If the fish are up cruising around, moving around a lot, well, they've got to take in calories. But if they're just sitting there semi-dormant, just chilling in some really cold, really muddy water, guess what? They don't have to eat nearly as much food to maintain themselves. So let's take a look. I got 3 or 4 offerings here that I am going to run when I go up to Collins Lake. And these are things, that you might consider doing out at your local lake, whether it's Collins or Rollins, just any smaller body of water that is showing those signs of, being muddy, being highly stained, and where the water might be really cold. So I'm going to grab a box here. I got some stuff spread out, and we'll talk trout fishing. We want to get out there and kill our first trout of 2023. I know I do, and I think these approaches are definitely gonna skew the odds in your favor of having a decent day out on the water. You're still gonna have to employ patience. You're gonna have to put in your time. You're gonna have to keep your eyes open. You're gonna have to find those fish. That's another thing. If you were catching fish before Christmas at, any given lake, say you were out there fishing power bait off the bank, well, that spot you were fishing is likely under 10, 15, 20 feet of water now. So you're going to have to reset everything. You're going to have to refine the fish. You're going to have to start from square one. Let me grab this stuff here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just took a check on my little fire back there. That fire looks small, but man, when I was throwing sticks in there, a little tiny fire like that, it is incredibly hot. I had to kind of throw it in there. I could feel it starting to burn my fingers. Anyway, all right, let's catch some trout. Number one approach to catching trout in these challenging midwinter muddy conditions. It's right there, guys. It's dough bait. It's not sexy. I know some of you guys are out there saying, but I only troll for trout. Okay, you need to know that bait fishing typically outproduces trolling when you've got muddy, cold water. Nothing wrong with doing some trolling. Sometimes you have to troll. At times this weekend, it looks like I have some wind in the forecast, so I'm not really going to be able to anchor, so I'm going to have to troll. But enough said about this. Number one option for cold, muddy water, if you're fishing for trout, is to float a ball of, and you can see the little garlic clove on there, garlic scent power bait off the bottom. Play out the strikes. Don't let them feel any resistance. And as likely as not, you're going to go out there and you're going to put some fish in the frying pan. You're going to take some fish home for dinner. Put this up here. I'll be using that at the end of the week. Now, if I'm going to troll, when I'm going to troll, because I absolutely know I'm going to troll, it's all about water displacement this time of the year and going slow. The fish are going to find your bait through their lateral line. If they can't see 5 or 6 feet, they're going to have to feel your offering, move into a point where they can see it, and then strike at it. The first challenge is getting those fish to move at all. So you got to be putting out a lot of vibration and, a lot of flash too, but vibration is more important than flash right now. You want to be putting out a lot of vibration to catch their interest. You got to get them to make that initial move. And that's why I advise you to troll slowly, 1.5 to 1.8. Give that lethargic fish every chance to feel that offering and then move over or move up, whatever the case may be, to check it out. You might have to troll a piece of structure, a shallow water area, multiple times. You may have to bring that lure right through the fish's strike zone to get them to go. So again, patience, patience, patience. That is a great asset to have this time of the year. If I'm going to run spoons, I'm going to be running my Disco Minnow and my Junior Disco Minnow. I'm going to run them in the brighter colors. I can run those two spoons really slow. 1.5 to 1.8. They've got plenty of action, so that's a spoon that I can fish that's going to give the fish a chance to react to it. And then when they move within range, those bright colors are going to help them see the offering. Another great lure for that work is the mag lip. Intense wiggle. They come in some very bright colors. I'll definitely have one of these on the end of my line at some point. 1.8, great speed, great lower end speed for the mag lip. You control it a lot faster. But definitely, if you're going to troll slower and you want a lure that's going to put out a lot of vibration, mag lip is a real winner. Now, my other choice is going to be trolling natural bait, either real night crawlers or garlic scented gulp worms. Okay, one of those two choices. And if I'm using real night crawlers, this is one of the times of the year when I may actually put scent on my night crawler. I believe in the garlic scent this time of the year. I believe in the garlic scent when the water is cloudy and muddy. So I'm probably going to be lubing up those night crawlers with some garlic scent Procure Super Gel. The stuff works. You know it works. And it's just going to help skew those odds in my favor of hooking fish. Whether I'm using the gulp or the reel crawlers, I'm going to put them on a slow death hook. I'm going to run them with an attractor, something that I can run slowly. I'm going to run those baits probably 16 inches behind my attractor. My number one choice of attractor right now is going to be a brightly colored turbo flasher. It makes vibration at very low speeds. I could go 1 mile an hour and this is still going to put out vibration. It's still going to have action. So number one choice of attractor, turbo flasher in the bright colors. If I'm going to run a blade, I'm going to run something slow and something fairly bright colored, either a bright color or a gold color. Again, small blade allows me to move slowly. Number one choice, mini willow leaf. I like that orange one. I like the chartreuse tone ones. I also like the gold ones, but I'll team that with a worm. My Sierra Diamondback is a very good choice right now. It has that unique kicking, rolling action. It has a lot of action at lower speeds. Again, team that with the worm, team that with the gulp. It's a great option. And last but not least, my Sierra Sidewinder. Gold and chrome. This has always been a winner for me out in the winter time, up at Collins Lake and at other foothill lakes. Team that with a worm and you got a pretty good chance of hooking up. Keep it simple, guys. Don't think if you get out on the lake, let me set this down. Okay, I'm back. Final thoughts. Don't think if you get out on the lake, put on a worm or put on whatever you put on and you start trolling it and you don't catch anything in a half an hour, don't think you're going to change lures and you're going to open the floodgates, you know, after that with a new offering. Okay. The fish are going to be lethargic and your challenge is moving those fish. Patience is more important than making a bunch of lure changes. Stick to the basics, have 3 or 4 basic presentations like I just showed you, kind of lined out in your head if you're going to go out there and troll, and run through those and give each and every one of them a chance to succeed. I like to stay shallow this time of the year, shallow bays, shallow points, stuff like that. I just feel like if I find fish that are up shallow, it's been proven out to me time and time again, if I find fish that are up shallow, I have a much better chance of hooking those fish. On one of my last guide trips before Christmas, put an angler on a 10-pound, 6-ounce trout, 2 feet of water probably, maybe 3. 2 to 3 feet of water on a little tiny ball of power bait. And guess what? That fish started to take line. We opened the bail on the reel to let him run, and he did nothing. Did nothing. He took no line. The angler closed the reel, started reeling, fish on. What did that tell me? Everything you do out on the water should teach you something. You should reflect on all of it. What that told me was that fish found that bait, ate the bait, and didn't go anywhere. He wasn't cruising along looking for something to eat. We casted near him. Maybe he caught the scent. Maybe he heard the splash. I don't know. But he moved over there. He found a power bait. He ate it. He swallowed it. And he did not move. So that just shows you how lethargic the fish can be at this time of the year. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. That's it for now. If you're looking for gear, you know where to go. FishHuntShoot.com. This is going to be a great year, guys. We're going to have high water levels, it looks like, if this rain keeps on coming. And for the short term now, it looks like it's going to keep on coming. Got my fingers crossed. But we're going to have great water conditions, and we are going to catch a whole bunch of trout this year. And over on my other channel, we are going to find a whole bunch of gold. I'm Kel Kellogg. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube. Have a great day and have a great new year.